Okay.
It's not actually centred there, no.
No.
Not either.
That's why I stopped that idea. Okay. Next idea, we scrap the thing.
Right.
And it's thumbtacks all the way.
You reckon?
I think it's probably the only way it's gonna hold. Or else.
With your fingers and just help yourself. That's really where we're going from. A lot of the food, a lot of the recipes kind of come from my home village, I guess, my grandfather's village. The village that my great-grandfather and his 7 brothers founded, just kind of reminded of that as the pictures have sort of come up there. The food that is created there is created in very sort of basic circumstances. Even to this day now, they have gas stoves, but none of the women will kind of want to use them. God forbid that the men should go in the kitchen, obviously. But they have gas stoves. They're idle. They all cook on open fires, kind of pressed against the walls. The fuel is buffalo dung mixed with hay. So they pile all of that stuff on, a few branches to get it going, and they all cook on top of that. And that's where a lot of these recipes have been developed. So don't expect pretty garnishes. Don't expect haute cuisine or fine dining experiences. Really, what we're going for is the kind of the authentic village feast. I think that's mostly what I have to say.
What are you making there?
Naans.
What kind of naan bread is it?
Sticky naan breads that aren't quite working.
Do you need more flour? Yeah. Caroline, could you grab the flour, please?
How are you feeling at the moment?
Like I should have prepared more. Obviously 81 hours of preparation is not enough.
Right, so these are some of the hot naans that have just come out of the grill.
People are
And Caroline is going to put a little bit of
Ghee
on it. A little bit of ghee. And this is served straight away. So Carrie is here, ready to go. How are you getting on, Carrie?
Great. It's fun.
How's your rice, Caroline?
Just 2 minutes. Just a few minutes.
Okay. And time, do you reckon? A minute, 2 minutes? 3 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just afraid that they'll burst those.
What have you got here, Kathy?
They get too much.
Nanny word.
The shit comes out. Go easy on the gig, that's way too much. So much.
Right, this is probably the best part of the night when all the staff get to taste everything. Kathy, what did you think?
Delicious.
What was your favourite?
The prawn curry.
Carrie?
Okay, so we need to
Hard to decide what's so good. I do like the prawn curry, and I love the riata.
Gorgeous.
So delicious.
Right, there's not much left here. I think we've just scavenged everything. Zed, how are you feeling at this stage?
Slightly full, but we've got to get the coffee out. Come on, guys! Come back to it! Keep moving. Half of the break.
Plain food I'm into, so this is different, right? Coriander, I detest. Just before I start. Saying that, this was an incredible experience. Hats off to you. I'd say the preparation and the work that has gone into this has been incredible. Is my guess, I don't know. But it's just there's such a combination of flavours and spices and everything. It was so different. Something I've never experienced before because I wouldn't be really into Indian type food. I said about the coriander. Kidney beans, beautiful. Maybe a touch too hot, but a fantastic flavour for them. Fishball curry, as you know, I had a problem with the coriander, so I didn't really indulge in that, okay? Excuse me for that. Potato was fantastic. I hadn't spotted it on the other side of the table for a while, but when I got my hands on it, I had a lot of it. It was absolutely
somebody hiding it from you behind the
Why?
wine.
And it's understandably so. The prawn dish was lovely, not too strong, but it just perfect flavour from it. I thought it was fantastic.
Good.
You could sit down and eat a barrel of it, like it was fantastic. The you baked snapper and baked sea bass. And we had a discussion here, we're not sure how it worked because one person said the snapper was too spicy. Sorry, I said the snapper was too spicy, someone else said the bass was too spicy. But I gathered they were done the same way, and so maybe we just got a tinge too much spice on something, but I thought the sea bass was lovely. And to back up what someone else said, rice was a bit stodgy.
It wasn't great, was it?
No, I think.
Hands up, it wasn't great.
In saying that, your nan bread was top of the bus. It was fantastic. Pickles.
The pickles
we're still waiting for the pickles.
Oh my god.
Well, I cannot really comment on the pickles. I had trouble looking for the pickles.
They were under the coriander.
If you had said they were under the coriander, you would have gone away with it.
Just come up here and stand next to me and do that. Whisper the answers in.
Your ice cream, I would love to sit down in front of a good film with a tub of that. Nibble away. Your ice cream was absolutely spectacular. I liked it. Now for a dessert, you might have had too much of it on the plate, but it was lovely. And for, as I said when I started, it's not the kind of food I meant to. But I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
No, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning and work my way through. Dalmoth, is that watermelon punch? That's all the one and the same, is it?
No, the Dalmoth was dotted around the bar in ramekins.
Oh, that was the okay.
Spicy.
I'm with you. That was delicious.
Spicy
Really, really good.
peanuts.
Watermelon punch, I thought a little sweet. I added vodka, it helped.
I tried it straight.
Wouldn't get away with that.
Your kidney beans were, I thought, very, very good. Mrs. here thought they were a bit too spicy for him, but he's a bit of a blouse when it comes to it, really. I thought very, very good, but I thought a little salt would have helped, and a little sugar would have just livened the whole thing up a little bit. And I thought beans were just a tad too al dente. There was a little crunch in the centre, which I thought, you know. And the spuddies, the spuds, the Bombay Aloo or the Purgy Aloo. I thought it was, and I'm a fan of the waxy spud. I'm not Irish in that regard. I do like the waxy spud, and I thought just a little bit of a crunch in the centre as well, but I thought they were really, really, really delicious. The fishbowl curry I really liked. Again, and I really liked Tom's portion of it as well. and I thought neither of them were too spicy. I thought they were really, really good, and I adore coriander, and the prawn I thought I really liked as well. But I did think, in terms of balance, it was all quite rich. Something lighter, zestier, a little more green, like if it was an Indian, like a jalfrezi or something like that. A slightly shorter cook, slightly everything was really, really good, but the compound of everything on top of each other, it ended up quite rich and quite full on in your mouth. I questioned the use of the tomato, but actually, as it turned out, the tomato was now, I thought your red snapper was brilliant until you sent out the sea bass, and the sea bass, you know, the red snapper paled into insignificance next to the sea bass. It was just better. Yeah, it was just better. I think it was the flavour of the sea bass was just more unctuous.
Okay.
And the whole dish, I tasted the snapper and I went, that's really nice. Then I tasted the sea bass and went, yeah, the snapper now. Do you know, so you actually did yourself an injustice. Funnily enough, a bit tricky there. We're not going to mention the pickles because they've already been mentioned. But we believe they're coming after the coffee. You're right, it was good. Pairing of the beer and the wine, I liked that. I thought it was brave and I think it was correct.
Okay.
I think you could have gone a step further and actually offered a wine as a suggestion as well. We ordered a Riesling, the Karl Erhardt Riesling off the wine list, which worked very nicely with it. There was enough fruit and enough acidity to carry with the carrots. And my friends here ordered a big, fat, juicy ricotta, which also was actually able to stand up to the flavours. Right, a step further. My rice was abysmally overcooked. I mean, it was like, I got one piece of rice, it was a big round one like this. But it was virtually, I mean, it was... Anyway, we won't get too much further into that. What do you want? Did you use an almond milk or something like that? What was the slightly gritty texture in the ice cream? Slightly...
It's a Pakistani ingredient called kalakand.
Kalakand?
Yeah,
what's kalakand?
It's basically, to get kalakand, you take about 10 litres of milk. Yeah. And you would simmer it for about 2¼ years until you end up with a block of milk solid that big.
Okay.
And that's kalakand.
And that's why it's got the slightly funny texture?
That's the gritty texture, and that's also the, because the richness, the whole point of the kulfi is that you're getting kind of 5 times more milk solids than you would in a regular ice cream. So it's...
Anybody lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's pretty much... That's what I think about the food. And I think, I'm picking hairs. What am I doing? I'm picking holes because that's what we have to do. And everybody who stands where you're standing gets the same, you know, because it's kind of, we can all sit here and say how wonderful everybody is and be a mutual admiration society, but it doesn't really get to a final winner at the end of the winter.
I appreciate that, it's not food.
Very different for any non-professional chef to come into a kitchen and put his heart and soul out on the plate is very, very brave. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
That Dennis destroyed the rice in you is clearly very upsetting. I'll send you down the notes on that. There was a couple of really high points, there was a couple of low points. I thought the prawns were bordering on just almost excellent. Really, really good. The beans, I would agree. I think I would agree with a lot of what we all said here. I think the snapper, the sea bass, the beans, a couple of little seasoning issues along the way. The pomegranate and orange just didn't work for me at all. On saying that, then you come along with a coffee that was excellent. Really, really good. I think everything else has been said. I think you're very, very brave and well done. Thank you very much. Yeah, anything else?
So it was great to have Zed in there. It was completely different to what we're used to doing and what any of you have had here before. Flavours and techniques in cooking were interesting, to say the least. Sorry about the naan breads, but Tekla's budget for an oven, tandoori oven, wouldn't quite stretch that far. But no, thanks Zed, well done Caroline and Cathy in the kitchen and to the floor staff as well. And for the room looks brilliant. It's our first time all night seeing it. Well done. And thanks for coming down. Cheers.
Brilliant. Thank you. Alright, Zed, the floor is yours.
I don't know what to say really. Thank you very much for all your wonderful comments. I'm glad the prawn curry went down well, especially it seems. And the fish balls and all the wonderful things that you've said. Yeah. Kind of when it's going out, it's if anybody's wondering what it's like to do something like this, it's just an unbelievably different experience. First of all, working in a kitchen that you're not sure about, and you know all the rings are at different heats and all this sort of stuff, and then trying to kind of cater for that number of people is just it didn't feel like it had very much to do with anything I've ever done at home before. I guess I just thank you all for coming, and to wrap up, just a massive thank you to all of the Clarions, to Tekla and Dennis and Joleen, to Caroline, to the waitresses for really getting the spirit and dressing up and everything, to Judy for making the room look fantastic, and somehow a bit of that seems to have brushed off onto me, so it made me look great as well. Fair play. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.